We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA, who's looking at your phone. You should be paying attention.
I am. Well, you know, Tony Tucker is with the old Newsboys, and I love what they do for the community, and he's going to be on our next podcast, so we're trying to find a time for him to be on.
Good.
So I was going to ask you what your schedule is like, because I want to have him on.
Well, let me see. For the
You're
next couple
busy.
Weeks, yeah, it's busy.
No, he gave me this package, which is so important. It's little buttons for $20, and if you buy a button, you get to wear it to show that you supported it. And for $20, the kids get a box that has everything that they need. They get a toy, they get a sweatsuit, underwear, 2 pair of underwear, 2 pair of socks, a pair of gloves, of mittens, a hat, a dental hygiene products, age-appropriate gift. It's for $20.
That's pretty awesome.
I know. And I've talked to so many people who have said that that's the only gift they got as a child when they were younger, and they're now very successful business people. So I know it's been around forever. I love what he does. So that's what I was doing. Don't chastise me for working.
Okay, all right. She's still doing work.
All right. Actually, it was Candy Crush. No, I'm kidding. But I have something very special, too. In studio, which I love that. A good friend of mine, Jet Kilmer, came in. You might recognize the name, too. She used to be the president of Grand Blanc Chamber for how many years?
17.
Dun,
my
dun.
gosh.
Yes.
Did a lot of great things in the community. I talked to you a lot on the air. I know you did the very instrumental in doing the Grand Blanc Fun Days there. The
Fun Fest?
Yes.
Yes, the Fun Fest. And then we did Dancing with the Local Stars, which you were supposed to do the next time, but then...
I was embarrassed.
Oh, you were going to do Dancing with the Local Stars?
It would have been embarrassing
COVID got in
myself.
the
Now
way.
that I probably would have paid to see.
Oh, she would have been great. She would have been great.
Some of my friends could dance and put their leg over their head. I thought, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'll just watch and I'll applaud for them.
Full splits. That's all we need.
Yeah. So are you totally retired now? Are you working someplace else? What are you doing now?
I guess, yes, I am totally retired from, the chamber and everything, but I am working with a couple of businesses, helping them with marketing, a couple of things, trying to gather more customers, trying to get in front of more customers and everything. Sure. And so, I have people that still call me, say like, Jet, what do you think about doing this? And then we kind of talk it through. And so I love that. I love being able to do that.
You have a marketing brain. I've always thought that about you. You really know how to market things. Yeah. And weren't you also in like the modeling business? Didn't you have your own modeling company?
Oh my gosh, you're going back.
I am.
So yes, I used to run Austin's downtown Flint and the Genesee Towers building for a couple of years. And then, we did our own modeling and did some shows and went to New York a couple of times, but it was all fun. It was just fun.
I hosted a few weddings with you, a few wedding shows with you. Bridal shows. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
You were always very professional. You knew what to do with that. But now you're doing something. I read about you in the paper on my own. I thought, oh my gosh, I know her. I'm so proud of her. There's a program right now, Jay. They're going to be able to give kids in Grand Blanc schools free musical instruments. You know how important that is and how expensive that can be. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to be able to play an instrument. When I was 10 years old, I moved here, and I saw the band room. I thought, ooh, I want to play an instrument. I want to go in there. And one of the young girls, I don't know if she was being mean or just unaware of not, but she said, you can't just join band unless you know how to play an instrument already. And I said, well, I thought this band has taught you. She goes, oh, no, you don't want to embarrass yourself. You have to know how to play one already.
Oh,
I thought,
that's too bad.
So
you went on to play the ukulele, didn't you?
I wish I could even play that. But I know how important it is to be able to expose children to any kind of a musical instrument, because you never know what might take off with them. What about you, Jay? Did you ever play a musical instrument?
Yes, guitar.
Did you?
Acoustic guitar. I learned how to play it in high school.
So like teenager?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then I kind of dabbled around with it. Then I got into the music recording kind of stuff, because that's the stuff that I really like.
And then you got into radio. And
then I got into radio, and then I got into computers. So, yeah, it was just a whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. If you'd never had that exposure, you may not be in this field right now.
Yep,
So you never know.
Yeah.
So, Jet, tell us about this program. I think it's amazing. How did it happen?
So, well, the reason it happened because, I don't know if you know the story, but my son was going into 6th grade, and he wanted to take band, and he wanted to play the saxophone. Like,
I love the saxophone.
Favorite. Make that happen. Your parents, you do what you can.
Sure.
So that your child can try something. So we picked up his young friend who wanted to go with them because they were going to get their schedules. So we took him with us, and he goes, well, I want to be in the band too. And I goes, okay, have you thought about an instrument? He goes, yeah, I want to do the saxophone. I goes, okay, fine. So my ignorance, I did not realize you had to provide your own instrument in order to do this. So we get in there, and there's Marshall Music all set up there. We talk to them, and we look at the possibility of renting an instrument, for the full school year. And it was like around $450.
Which was a lot of money back then. And it's a lot of money today.
Well, today too.
Yeah.
So when I talked to my son's friend, I said, let's talk to your parents first before we do this.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. So I take him home. I tell them about what's going on, and they're like, we can't. I'm sorry, we can't. We'll do something else. So I went back to the school, never really good at taking no for an answer. So I went back to the school and I said, if you know about a child that wants to do this, do you have something in place? And he goes, well, if we know about it, we'll make it happen. We'll pass the hat and make sure it's taken care of. And they did.
Wonderful.
So he did it for 1 year and he decided to not do it again. And that was fine. I mean, Stephanie, that's fine. He got a chance to try it.
He did try it.
We made it happen.
And then the instrument went to somebody else then, correct?
Right.
There you go.
So I got to thinking that, God, there's got to be other children or parents that they know about it more than I did. And so they don't even try to put their child in band because they can't afford it.
Yes.
So I got the idea to maybe we can get instruments and get them donated or buy them at a reasonable price and give them to the school to hang on to so they can loan them out.
Love that idea.
So that's pretty much how it started, was because of my son. So I started going to garage sales, talking to friends, and somebody would always say, like, I've got a flute I've had for like 28 years.
Up in the closet, yeah.
Do you want it? And I'm like,
Basement.
I do. So then this was through Vision 2020. I took it to them, and so they said, yeah, let's do this. So they kind of were the
Spearhead.
support for me to be able to do this. So then when Walmart and Sam's opened in 2006, they gave us grants of a couple $1,000. So if we got an instrument that needed work, we could get it fixed.
Oh, that's great. Because Marshall's is great, but they're no longer there, right? I mean, a lot of are they still
they're
there?
Definitely there.
Are they? Oh,
They're
good.
Huge. So
Really?
they do all of the schools in Michigan, as far as I think I'm correct in saying it.
But I think, the gentleman that was in charge passed away. Is that what happened? I thought somebody had passed
At
away.
Marshall's?
Yeah. Okay, I might be wrong.
I'm
about
not
that.
familiar with
I know there
Marshall's
used to
that
be,
much.
what was the one on Miller Road? There was one over there, too. That was Herders, I think it's called. Music store. They used to be everywhere. And now there's only Marshall's,
I know
right?
there's one in Lansing. That's the
Yeah,
only
but
one I know
once
about.
again, in this
Right.
area, be close.
Right.
I think that's
But
wonderful.
they still come into the schools and they
Good.
talk to the students and try to find the instruments for them.
Well, sometimes kids aren't always athletic, and that's when it seems like the support the schools give is to the athletic company, the athletic
Correct.
teams.
Correct.
And it's so nice that you have that because a child can express themselves through art or music or
Right.
one of the other arts. So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful you're doing this. I
Yeah.
think it's
So
wonderful.
one of the things they found out, though, there have been studies done that children who are in band or in choir or any type of music seem to excel in math, reading, and science. And what the connection is, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But whether it's the discipline of reading the notes or, being able to understand it or the flow or whatever.
It is kind of a math. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Sure.
So that's one of the added benefits of it. So now I'm working with Jake Finkbeiner at the middle school. And my goal was to definitely work with the middle school. It's kind of like an age that's a little bit different than high school or elementary. It's kind of like in between.
Sure.
So he now is trying to make sure that every child is in music or band. The
Good.
school is actually. And so I said to him, and he goes, okay, we've got 163 instruments. Am I done? Is that all? Am I inundating you? Or, maybe we should let the program go now? And he goes, no, we need more.
Oh, wow.
And he loans out 90 to 100 instruments every year.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So
Yeah.
somebody right now might be listening and think, I have a saxophone that's been in the basement, might be rusty,
please.
but I have one.
Yes.
How can they get it to you or to the school? How do they do that?
Well, Savita Credit Union,
Okay.
which is in off of Holly Road, and the Grand Blanc City Police Department have agreed to be drop-off stations. So if you have an instrument,
nice.
a trombone, a flute, a clarinet, and maybe it's not in perfect condition and doesn't have a case or something, just take it to them and they will take it. And we will get it fixed up so it's in working condition, and we will put it in the hands of a child and make
So
sure
even
they
if-
can have it.
That's helpful because my mom, she's passed since then, but she used to love to go to garage sales, and I would look for things like that. I know they said get luggage for the kids at Whaley because they don't want. Sometimes they leave home with just a garbage bag.
Right.
So I'd find luggage for them. Make sure it's cute. They don't want anything old and beat up. And then a lot of times you will see some musical instruments there for $10 for an instrument. So I will ask them if they, would donate
That
it
would
to
be
them. If
great.
not, then they'll just
Yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So what if somebody's listening and they want to play an instrument? How do they go about getting one?
So the school, the children in 5th grade, okay, so I think it's in the fall, they start getting ready to select their classes, when they're going into the middle school, 6th grade.
Sure.
So they will talk to them then. So if they show any interest, the band director, Mr. Finkbeiner, will make sure they don't turn anybody away. We'll find an instrument somehow.
I love that idea.
For them.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because also I was the youngest of 4 kids, and so we didn't have a lot of money. And so I remember thinking when she said you have to know how to play one, you have to provide your own, and they're very expensive. I thought, I don't want to ask my parents to buy something if don't even know how to play it yet. So
I would have never asked.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
just let it go. I didn't even tell the parents that happened. I didn't even tell them I wanted to play, and she told me that because I didn't want to put that pressure on them. So who knows what would have happened if I would have, been able to be exposed to some music.
New York, Chicago.
I could
Who knows?
I could
Yeah.
be Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I doubt that, but so I would have liked the opportunity. I love music, and I just wish I could have learned more. So I'm so glad you're doing this for these kids that may never get the opportunity.
Yeah, and we're going to continue.
And that's in Grand Blanc. Is there other schools that maybe if they hear this, they can start a program, or can they borrow from Grand Blanc? Is there anything?
Yes, if anybody wants to reach out to me. So right now I am working to the Grand Blanc Optimist Club, and I want to make sure that I say that. So they are a 501c3, so if we take any donations, we can run it through there and put it into this program. And I will say the Optimist Club, when Vision 2020 decided to disband, I took it to the Optimist, and they're going like, yeah, absolutely, we will support it. One of the things they do is they give the school every year a check for $500 out of their funds
Nice.
so that they have money to get these instruments fixed.
I love
So, so that works out very, very well. But if somebody wants to know how we're doing this, I mean, it's just the conversation of like, do you guys have any instruments? I'm sorry, that's my phone. Just ignore it. The important people are sitting right in front of me. We're not going to answer it.
We'll just click it. It'll go off. There you go. Good. There you go.
There. Okay. All right. They're going to call back.
Was that Brad Pitt? Or
Yeah.
George Clooney?
Again, I'm sorry.
I know.
Yes.
Always bugging you. I know.
Yes. So if you want to get a hold of us, Grand Blanc Optimist Club, and look for us online, or just get a hold of me somehow, that I will help a program. And so I do get asked, like, why don't you do this program for like low-income schools and everything? And what we run across is like sometimes they don't have a music department.
Oh, right.
And so there isn't anybody to give
Teach
it to
this,
take
right.
it over. So Grand Blanc has definitely been receptive of it. We have given some instruments to Bentley. We've given some to
nice,
FIM on different occasions.
I was going to say, I wonder if FIM might have instruments that are already kind of had their day and they give them to you so you could fix them up and give them to people. I mean, do they have any? I wonder. I'm just trying to think about people might have some instruments that could help you.
I know. I don't really know, Steph. Okay. So I go to all the garage sales as soon as season opens and just ask the question, do you have instruments? What kind of instruments? Band instruments. Like, well, maybe, So
I love that idea. I think it's great. And I have to sing your praises because you're not going to even probably remember this, let alone tell people about what you've done. But Jay, it was such a cool thing because everyone has a good heart someplace. And Jet totally does because she was out driving. I don't know if it was raining or snowing or something, but you saw a young girl walking.
A blizzard.
And you gave her a ride. And you said, can I give you a ride? She said, yes.
For three little girls.
And you got 3 little kids. And she gave her her card. She said, if you ever need anything, you can call me. And tell the rest of the story. What happened?
So 5 years later, I go to work at the chamber, and I have a message on my desk, and it says, a woman you picked up walking in the snow with her daughters needs your help. She was kicked out of her house, and she has her 3 nephews now too, and she has nowhere to go.
So 6 kids.
6 children and her.
Holy moly.
Yes. So I called her, and she was at the house of the grandmother of one of her daughters and friends. And so I'm trying to think of, like, how can I help her? How can I help her and everything? And, like, I didn't really know social service opportunities to be able to put her in the right direction. So I'm calling different people like you.
Call me, yep.
Stephanie, what do I do? And we ended up taking them in for 2 months.
Yeah, in your own home.
Yes.
You brought 6 kids and this woman into their own home. And I have wonderful friends, and there's a couple different women's groups that I go to.
Do have
and there was
friends.
a group of, I think, 6 of us were having dinner. And I told them a Jet story about what she did and brought this woman in, the 6 kids. They said, we have to help her. So we collected some money. We had paper towels and toilet paper and food. And they said, you know what, let's do something for Jet and her husband, Mark, because that's a lot for them. Let's give them a dinner certificate so they can go out of the house and have their own dinner. And I'm not blowing my own horn because you deserve that
No,
plus
you're
more.
not.
But the thing that I liked about you is that you said some neighbors called and said, "Hey, I gotta tell you, there's some people around your house, and I don't recognize them, and there's a couple African American people around your house." And you're like,
Yep.
yeah, they're
Yep.
with
They
us.
live there.
They live there. They're
Yeah.
like, oh well, never saw them before. You're like, nope, we're fine. They were trying to look out after you, but you're like, hey, the color does not matter to me.
know,
I don't.
right.
You don't know if
Yeah.
they were going to rob you. You didn't know if they were going to. It could be a scam or something. They could,
Stephanie, it never
and it never
occurred
occurred to you because you just said, "Come on in."
they
I know.
needed help,
And
you
look
know.
how much you helped those people. I mean, that
Yeah.
you just made a big difference with them. What are they doing today?
Well, I'm still in touch with them.
Good.
And I still talk to the girls, and the boys, and some of them have children, and
Oh, wow.
they've moved on. Some of them are in Tennessee, but they're doing fine. They're doing really,
Didn't
really well.
we bring them on the radio station? Let them do the weather or something? Some of them sang. I thought we probably was that.
Cabrisha.
Okay, yeah.
Cabrisha
Brought
was
them
the
in to
one.
say, "Hey, you
Yeah.
guys want to try this?" Because you never know what you might inspire in somebody doing radio too.
Right.
So
Yeah. No, it was a great experience for me. I mean, I think I got more out of it, me and my husband,
Sure.
than we did. It was
2
so
months?
gratifying. Yeah, to have them with us.
2
this whole
months they were
time.
with
yeah.
you, and you had to feed them and to do laundry and do that. I mean, that's a lot. Take on
It was
7 more
great.
people. Aw.
It was great. Yes, I
So when
loved
the- when
coming
it-
home and they were there. They
When it
were
came to
wonderful.
cooking, did they all help you, like prepare
They
it, and
did.
clean up, and
Yes, yeah.
and cook?
I remember the little one, Caprice, she'd say, "Mr. Kilmer, could you please move out of the way so I can do my job?" And she was doing the dishes, But yeah, she was great. She was wonderful.
How old
So-
was she then?
Oh God, she was 10.
Wow.
So, and how old is she now? How long ago was that?
Oh, wow.
Do you have your own kids now? Is she that old?
It was 20 years ago.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness!
it's been-
it goes
wow, that's
fast.
a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I was on the radio for 21 years.
Yeah,
so it
because
must
I
have
had
been-
just started at the chamber.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Now, doing them play instruments? Used the one little girl sang. Do they?
No.
Get you to play?
No, they don't, as a matter of fact. No, they
They can
didn't.
try because I know Grand Blanc has a program now. They can try playing an instrument for
Yeah,
free.
they could. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
See how it all comes around, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
So thank you for letting me talk about, this with the music on the march. It's just something that, I mean, truly, I know nothing about music or instruments or anything, but I just want to make sure that every child gets an opportunity to try.
Yes.
And if this helps so that, we make a little bit of a difference here in a child's life so they
Yes.
can try something. And if they don't like it, it's fine.
At least
But
they tried
did
it. At least
try.
try. Well,
Right.
and they also said it's never too late because I said I would like to play something. Well, I got a little piano, and I try to. I realized how difficult that is.
I thought you would
have
pick up
to-
the electric guitar.
You have to practice this. Who knew? I thought you just play the piano. And my brother can play so beautifully. He had lessons when we were younger, and he can play by ear. He taught me how to play over the phone. He said, "I'm going to teach you how to play Lean on Me." I was like, "Okay." And it wasn't quite right. He said, "Stephanie, is your ring finger on a white key or a black key?" I said, "God, it's a white one." He goes, "Just lift up to put it on a black key." And I did. I was like, "Oh, there it is." I said, "How'd you know that, Joe?" He said, "I don't know. I can just hear it." I don't think he can read music, but he just hears it. He knows. So there's some
That's
children
wonderful.
prodigies too.
Yeah.
They're 3 years old, so they don't play the piano. It's amazing. But anyway, it's wonderful to play an instrument, like you said. It does open up all other areas of your brain, and it shows you discipline, and it's rewarding. Look at the Beatles; they all got together and they made music.
Yeah.
That's,
Imagine that.
and they imagine. Oh, that's
Imagine.
cute.
That was good.
Well, Paul and John were very young. They were on a bus together, and everybody else was doing the sports. And he was like, "I don't do sports." He was like, "I don't either. I play the guitar." And he thought they were going to make fun of him. He's like, "I play the guitar too." So they went home, and one was right-handed, one was left-handed. So as they were facing each other, they played the exact same chord, like a mirror, to mimic each other. And that's why they were so in sync the whole time.
Wow.
And John had a really bad childhood, and Paul had a really good one. So I think they kind of balanced each other out, like, to help each other. So I thought that was a very cool story.
How interesting.
I know. I love it.
Today's music trivia
There you go. Who knew?
with Stephanie.
I loved the Beatles. I think they were great. The
Yeah,
harmonies. I love them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chet, thank you for coming in and sharing your stories with us.
Thank you for allowing me to. This was
Yes.
wonderful. Thank
so,
you.
once again, if they want to get a hold of you or the school, is there a phone number? Is there a website? Is there somewhere?
You know what? I can give, let me give my email.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, which is very simple. It's Jet Kilmer. Jet only has one T in it. It's Jet Kilmer, the number 2, @gmail.com.
And spell Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Okay, there's no N. Kilmer is Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Yes, there
Kilmer.
you
It's
go.
like
Kilmer.
Yes.
Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Are you related?
We are.
Cool.
I love how she comes right back at this. We are. He's my boy. He's my husband.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again so much. And now you know to
Thank
listen to On the Road with the MTA, Stephanie K. and Jay.
Yep.
It's every
Indeed.
week. I know. Anything fun in the community, free and helpful, we have it on, don't we, Jay?
Yep.
Every weekday. So thank you for listening. Please do stay safe.
You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.